This is a time lapse of my DIY corrugated metal roof replacement. I reached out to a contractor to see what it would cost to redo my partially covered deck with corrugated galvanized metal roof panels. The old roof was done with tinted polycarbonated plastic that had deteriorated over the years. When the $1,800 estimate came in, I thought, well, I've spent the last 30 years on a ladder taking pictures as a commercial photographer. I think I can do this roof myself. I picked up some 8-foot corrugated metal panels as well as some joist tape, double-sided butyl tape, pressure-treated 2x4s, roofing screws, silicone, and a few other items. I'm not a contractor. I have no professional knowledge when it comes to building things, but I do know how to use some power tools, a ruler, and common sense. I spent a day researching on YouTube different methods of building overhangs with corrugated metal, and I put together a plan. I removed the old roof, cleaned the frame, strengthened any structural issues with screws, and applied joist tape over the top boards of my structure. I realized that joist tape is generally used for decks, but I figured because the structure was being reused and reintroduced to screw holes, it might help with weatherproofing. Who knows if I should have done that, but I did. I cleaned my gutters while I was up there and then started placing the metal panels based on the research, overlapping each added panel by 2 ridges. I also overlapped the length based on my structure so that I wouldn't have to cut any metal panels. I decided to screw them down at the high point of each panel on every third corrugation, staggering the screw lines based on the existing structure, which was a bit of a challenge due to the previous panels being different dimensions. I added some pressure-treated supports as needed to be sure the panels were properly secured. Knowing that my treehouse view gets very strong winds, I used more screws to secure the panels, especially along the edges. I also used double-sided butyl tape under the edge of each overlapped panel to help keep water out. I'll admit, some of the screws were hard to reach on the outer edge of the deck overhang, so I siliconed around any screws that went into the wood at an angle just in case I had any leaks. My deck is about 15 feet off the ground and the covered area is about 8 foot from the deck. So at times the wind made it challenging to hold down the panels in place alone. So I used a piece of wood and my tools to help keep them from blowing around. I think it turned out great. My cost was around $280 as opposed to $1,800. I have no injuries other than a little skin off of my knuckles. Let me know what you think. I'm sure any contractor or professional will have a lot to say about my build. Unless I experience a tornado, I'm pretty confident this metal roof will not be going anywhere for at least another 10 to 15 years.